because it's a simple concept. It's called 1 + 1 = 2. That's a fact. Now, we can't measure joy. You can't measure peace. You can't even really measure pain, but you can measure money, which means you can be exact with it. So if 1 + 1 = 2, but your stuff adds up to 10, do you understand what I'm saying? It'll never fit. So the first step is to say, live below your means. Live below your means. This is how you do it. You live by the 10, 10, 30, 50. The first 10% of every dollar you get, you tithe. Pastor Camper came to New Faith and told this. He said, we need to have the faith of Abraham. What is the faith of Abraham? Well, this is how he described it. He said, you know, Muslims are taught at an early age that one day they may have to die for Allah. And in the Muslim community, also in the Jewish community, they don't give 10% of what they made. They give 10% of their net worth, which is a whole different matter. The business may have only made $30,000, but if they're worth $3 million, they give $300,000. Come on now. You understand me? They don't have mortgages on their churches and their mosques and their buildings. So they live many, and they read the Bible and they follow the principles. Do you understand what I'm saying? They give, they save, they this, that, and the other. They say, so when a Muslim gets to a certain age and they're told to go strap on and go walk into a neighborhood and blow it up, see, they have the faith that what they've been taught is going to lead them to where they're trying to go. So he said, you know, that's similar to the faith of Abraham. Because when God told Abraham, that only son that I promised you, I want you now, go sacrifice him to me. So what did Abraham do? Abraham told him, come on, let's go. Now, how many of us have the faith of Abraham? I don't know if I would have had it. Because see, if God told me to sacrifice one of my children, I'd have been trying to negotiate. I'd have said, God, please don't take my only child. Now I got some church members and some neighbors you can have. I'll bring you 2. I'll bring you 4 of them. Honey, I got some co-workers I don't like. But please don't take my child. I have never in my life heard anyone referenced as a legend more than this person here. Everywhere we go, people say 2 things. No, 3 things. 1, they say you're a legend. Number 2, they say you're the greatest female MC of all time. Like, this is like... And number 3, they say, you must have a fountain of youth. Like, you know, it's one thing if one person says it. It's another thing. But everywhere we go, everybody says those 3 things to you. How did you maintain all of these years when not just entertainers come and go, MCs come and go, but definitely female MCs typically don't have any longevity, not just in having a business, but just in having sanity. How did you maintain your longevity after all this time? And you look like you're getting stronger, more powerful.
Give it up for Lynn Richardson with all that information she just gave us. That was unbelievable. And I don't know if our soror Congresswoman Robin Kelly is still here, but thank you so much for coming through. That was great to see you. That was a lot of information. That was so vital. No, I mean, not that it was too much. It was, you know, just, it was enough for a lifetime. No, I'm joking. It was enough to keep us filled at this time, and I hope that you all were able to take notes. And when I say lifetime, even if you walked and never saw Lynn Richardson again, you have enough that you can now find out even more information about. It's a good thing we still have her in our presence, and there's lots of information that we have here today so that you can follow through with all of the things that you were introduced to today. Now, as far as that question, you know what, first I would just have to say faith. You know, faith that there's something more, and all that God has shown me will come to pass. So I just keep working, because I know there's lots of things that he has in store for me. And then also, my mom is a great supporter of mine and always has been, and she's been there to pat me on the back and push my tush to let me know to keep going, even when things, there are peaks and valleys. And so, at times when I thought, wow, is this it? Especially with hip hop, because they have a way of putting on top who they want, putting in the mainstream who they want. And I have been, lucky to reap the benefits of supporters who have been with me since I was, 16, 17 years old, all the way up until now. I am 44. Woo! Lord have mercy, it even feels funny to say, because I feel like I'm still 20-something. But the truth is, just having the belief system, just having the support system there makes the difference, keeping positive people around me all of the time. And, for those mistakes that I've made in my life, being able to face them, being able to say, okay, I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing at that time. And then, for some people that I run into, they say, it feels like you have been missing and now you just reappeared. And really, for 4 years, I was a music supervisor for television shows like Trey Songz and Tiny and Toya and Keisha Cole and Michael Vick and all of these shows. And I sat behind a desk. And it was fun. There's some artists who feel as though they have that executive flair. And I was living that out at the time, but then I also realized that I had a job to do. And God was tapping me on my shoulder like, okay, this desk has been fun, but it's time for you to get out and touch the people. And I said, well, God, I'm going to need someone to help me. And then that is when he put Lynn Richardson in my path. So I think it's a combination of many things, but it's also being able to collaborate with people who are like-minded. And of course, I know you've heard the saying, keep smart people around you. Yeah. And so that is what I have been blessed with, is to be able to have people that know things that I don't, that can teach me, that can stretch and help me grow into my fullest potential. So it's all about God and faith and learning to become the person that I can love. And so when we talk about self-love, it's all about what will you do for yourself to preserve you so that you can be the best for everyone else. And it's that, and it's having good people around you who understand God and the Spirit.
Unstoppable. I was watching a movie, The Geisha Girl, and I'll stand. I was watching a movie called The Geisha Girl, and at the beginning of the movie, they had a voiceover, and the young lady was describing what it means to be water. And they were talking about how water goes under, goes over, it permeates, it gets through. Water is going to where it wants to go. And I was at a place in the business where they were pretty much telling me what I could and couldn't do in terms of releasing new music. And that was really disheartening to me, because I was ready for my music to come out. But with music, it's very, what's that word? Political. Yeah. It's very political, so they have to put out your music at a certain time because they told the shareholders we need this amount of money. And it was just a lot of going back and forth. So at that point, I wanted to begin new journeys that I could actually be in charge of. When you start something and you move through it and you're able to bring it to completion, you feel whole. You feel like you were able to make a full cycle of action happen. And we do it every day when we're cleaning something. We say we're going to clean the kitchen. We clean it. We start. We switch. We change. We stop. And it's done. Well, in the business that I was in, I had stops before I was ready to stop. I was ready to bring it on home. And fortunately for me, with starting up all of these other things, I took on the moniker of being unstoppable, because no one is going to stop me. I'm going to keep on pressing through, but I'm not just showing up just because I am MC Lyte, I'm going to know what I'm doing once I get there. So to take voiceover lessons or to take acting lessons was just to prepare myself for the moment that I knew was going to come, but I didn't know when, I didn't know how, but I don't really believe in luck. I believe in being ready when the opportunity is before me. And so that's how I came to take on the moniker of Unstoppable. And I suggest, when I wrote the book, I wanted that to be within the reach of everyone that I could possibly be in the presence of, so that you could know too that you could be unstoppable. The only stops that are ever in your way are the ones that you put upon yourself.